What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Shoots off a projectile from downtown to check their approach. Still slugging it out here. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Well-timed corner switch. No good up high. Sticks the jump in. Player one can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. If they can't escape this rock-solid corner pressure, this round is over. Player one will have to fight back here without any drive. Knockdown and... You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Tiger knee to the sternum! They return to center stage. Closing. Oh, burnout triggered! Both players all out of drive gauge.
KO.
Player two takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Sneaks in above. Was looking for that. Springs forward with the drive rush. Mixing it up with low tiger shot. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Ups the damage on that by opting to go for the overdrive arm. Player two will look to apply pressure here. Will we see a drive rush to keep it going? Player two in dire straits with burnout. Ooh, what a smart flow. Going in, the Big Bang Kachosin comes out. Blocks it. All in with a rush. And they create an opportunity for themselves to seize the overhead coming. Time to uses their drive gauge. Back to the corner. Are we gonna play in there? Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a... What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match.
Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Nothing but air for the impact. You're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Turns it up a notch and sends them to the corner. They're jostling for the dominant position in the corner. Takes a trip. Solid combo. Throws them to negate the block. KO. Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Goes to the overdrive. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. A trade, but they're not worried. Side switch in the corner. Their spacing is so on point right now. But hoop drive rush to keep it going. Going in. Jumps in. They've got the meter for a drive impact. The fighters return to the middle of the stage. Jumps anti-air in the clutch. You've got to be mindful of reaches. Excellent block. Connects with the throw. What'll happen? Setting it all on the drive run. What a finish. Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. The first round begins. No time to save that stuff for nationals. It's time to go all in. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move where you're gonna eat tons of damage. Knockdown! Player 2 is just about out of drive after that. That was a solid anti-air. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Next up, will they build meter or just go all in on each other? With the life gap opening up, they need to lean hard on their drive usage. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Plenty of space between the fighters. Okay, oh. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Burns the drive gauge. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Throws them to negate the block. Player 2 can build off this lead. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Aptis springs forward with a drive rush. Pokes with a medium kick. Taps them with drive rush to keep it going. Player 2, burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. There's a change of sides. What's the next move? Player 2 is dominant. That was a well-placed projectile. That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances. We're in for something special right here, right now.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Charges in with authority. Goes for the fireball. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move where you're going to eat tons of damage. All right, what's coming up next? Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. They've got the meter for a drive impact. They need to rely on their instincts here. Finishes them with a drive impact. Player 2 hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Fist attack. Let loose a tiger cannon.
How will this impact things? Holds out with the block. Barely blocks the jump in. Player 2 going on the offensive? Crunchy tiger knee. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Right, dives in. Drive rush to keep it going. Player 2 has an empty drive beat. This is a very precarious the throw connects. Going in, looking for a chance. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Go Tiger! Player 2 can't let this simmer. They were waiting for it. Can they use their drive to stage a comeback? One chance here may end this match. That corner is starting to look scary. Doesn't check the throw. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Rushes down the opponent to impose their will. Manages to block the jump, sees the overhead coming. Burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Anbu Arasakura finds the moment. Fly's gonna give you the warm and fuzzies, but not the ones that you want. This might be a pivotal super art. Player 1 has the super gauge advantage. This is gonna hurt. Player 2 is looking at a grip wall flat into the guard break. Looking to break the ankle and eats it. Back to the corner. He got an excellent block. Solid anti-air. Huge chance after that wall splat. Good decision with that throw. Rushes in. Are you kidding me? Player 2 has gotta be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute carnage. Opens with a jump in, connects with the throw. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Very solid corner switch. The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. Gets a chance with that jump in. What are they thinking here? Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Projectile to try and change the situation. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. What a finish. Great lead on the life gauge there. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Crunchy Tiger! Traps them in the net! Scrapping it out up close. Avoids getting stuck in the corner somehow. Opts to continue the attack with the drive. Knockdown and they're going for the super art. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business. Big soup hits the drive. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. What a finish! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a
loving you and all the things you do.
Really now? You shouldn't keep a girl waiting. Really now? You shouldn't keep a girl waiting.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here.
Round
Both
one.
fighters will need to bring their A game to the table. All right, first round. What's going to happen? A drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Opts for the throw. There's a corner switch. Dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're going to eat tons of damage. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. Knockdown. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Both players with no drive in the tank. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Takes the chance to hurt him. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Player 2 is gonna have to wait for that. The punish counter gives them a great KO. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Rushes that off and keeps going. Ups the damage on that by opting to go for the ult. Ends the meter, hoping for a good return.
That's the 3 bars for Shiranui and Fuhara. Mine's looking to separate body and soul.
Drive rush to keep it going.
A drive impact could end it all
Untouchable,
KO.
impetuous, impregnable, and perfect. We're tied up at 1 round each. Do these two have anything up their sleeve for the final round? Jump. Links it. All the throw connects. Big opportunity coming. Player 1 has the super gauge advantage. Dangerous range here. Great job in this.
Close that off. Oh, putting the cherry on top. First the reservation for the cycle chamber. That's an all-inclusive stage and comes in punching back.
What now? Back to the court. Are we gonna play impact peekaboo? Excellent block. Looking for a hold. The throw doesn't connect. What's next? Player 2 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. Things are there's a burnout. Oh, here we go. Links it. They're in range. We gonna see a jump in? A dash? All in with a rush. What now? Closes it out.
That was catch as catch can if you're gonna get in a fight.
Round 1.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Jumps in. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Player 2 is just about out of drive after that. Gets back into the corner with pressure building. Neither can lean on their drive too hard right now. The neutral game is much harder to control without a full drive gauge, so they'll be looking to fill it back up. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Peppers them with a psycho blitz. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. The super doesn't hit. Both players all out of drive gauge. Taps them with Musasabi. Player 1 sneaks in the throw. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Immediate jump in. They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Can't tech the throw. Player 1 chases them down. There's a change of sides. What'll happen here? They've got the meter for a drive impact. There's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. Going in? Player 2 will experiencing burnout. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Peppers them with a psycho blitz. Are we gonna see a comeback here? The fighters return to the middle of the stage. Gotta do better than that. Knocked them out of the air. Doing some quick planning? Goes for the fireball, which is very strong at this range. Zones with the fireball. Player 2 is barely hanging in there, but can still mount a comeback. He
Cashes out the cage right there.
still alive? Still alive? No way, that win wasn't luck. That was 100% planned. Player
Mine.
2
Win.
Gets the win in a convincing
one.
fashion.
Fight.
How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow up here?
Looks to add more pressure by parrying the projectile.
Throw zone. What's next? Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach?
Silly.
Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. Trips him up. We've got both sides without a drive gauge. How will they overcome this? One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover or are they in trouble? All right, what's coming up next? Neither of them willing to back off here. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Drive rush KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first.
Damn.
Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Rushes that off and keeps going. Play burnout.
Expect the tempo of the match to change.
Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive, springs forward with the drive rush. From upstairs. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big hit drive rush to keep it going. The fighter delivers the pain right to the doorstep. But that's not gonna hit. Getting
It's a good spot.
to use the super.
Floating like a
Taking the fight to a whole new level with Enbu Arasakura.
We're so close to the end of the round that it may not matter that both fighters are burned out. Uses that wall pressure. Last round, people.
Final round.
Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Uses their drive gauge. The impact doesn't do anything. The match just started. It's anyone's game. Oh, burnout triggered. Side switch. Player 2 is in burnout state. A very precarious knocked him out of the air. Oh, burnout. Do they mean to do that? Oh, the throw connects. Jump. A jump.
Rushes in.
Player 1 is looking at a grim situation with burnout. What are they gonna do? Now they can use drive.
Nothing stops this train.
Tries to act quickly but with the attack. Noticeable life lead is a comeback still.
Pops off the tank and scores the win.
Player 1 made some smart.
Does your head ever? Does your head ever? Does your head ever? I blame it on myself, but I don't get that high with nobody else. You feel like that top shelf cocaine.
Really now?
I can't explain,
You
but
shouldn't
when
keep
you're
a
gone,
girl
it just don't feel
waiting.
the same. It's different, it hits like a benzos. And this time I think I just might overdose. I can't quit this, you know that shit's impossible.
Here comes a new challenger.
That shit's impossible, I need some adrenaline pumping through my veins. Popped a couple pills just to empty out my brain. Maybe I was better then, but who am I to say? Act a little hostile when I don't get my way. Does your head ever?
What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Checks with the projectile. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Clear that neither of them wants to be in the corner. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Big opening ready to be taken advantage of after that parry. From up above. They hit each other. They are battling it out tooth and nail here, with no one having a clear advantage yet. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. No escaping that! Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Jump? What'll happen here?
Stay down.
breaks the block with a throw. Drive rush to keep it going.
Getting that extra juice in with Kagero no Mai.
Will we see a drive that activates for Super? KO! This is the final round. Expect to
Final
see some
round.
fireworks.
Fight!
Stark drops them. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line.
Betting it all on the drive rush.
Which fighter will that's gonna leave him rattled? A quick breather. Dangerous range here. All with a no throw. Pokes with a kick.
Nothing stops this train.
Tromfete. Good guess there.
Super art to show off what a PhD in fighters can do for you.
Both sides get it burns out. No!
You need guts to pull that off.
Player
Mano,
2
win.
was an absolute beast in
Round
that match.
1.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Jumps. They block the overhead, and this fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Maintains composure and pushes out at the corner. Still slugging it out here. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Drive rush. Gets in their face. Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. That slight doubt is all it took. Player 2 hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Good instincts to spend resource
Getting that extra juice in with Kagero no Mai.
Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. A trade, but they're not worried. Player 2, ooh, this could be something. Oh. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Overhead. Immediate kick into. Gets the combo. This can lead to some big damage. Looking for forward rush. White roll burnout. Did they mean to do that?
Makes the enemy seals and gets that buff. The attack continues.
Player 2. Wow, that throw did some juicy damage. That corner is starting to... There's a burnout. A real test of nerves here. Are you kidding me? Player 2 comes out on top of that.
Another fight is coming your way.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Round 1. Fight!
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Overdrive. You can use a drive rush like that there to maintain the pressure. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? All right. Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. A drive rush to try and keep up the attack. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Both fighters are low on drive gauge. They'll want to tread carefully for this part of the fight. They're jostling for the dominant position in the corner. Player 2, in that dangerous burnout state, somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. This is where things will get interesting as the damage starts to pile up on both fighters. Punishes that ill-timed attack with a driving, experiencing burnout.
Opt for the Psycho Cannon. Time to start cooking.
That's not gonna hit.
KO!
Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Player 1 had an impressive round while managing their drive gauge. They'll want to carry that momentum into the next round. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick springs forward with the drive rush. Took him to the corner in a flash. Player 2, oh, burnout triggered.
It's a good spot to use the super.
Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. They're thinking of scoring big off this gauge use. Goes for the rush, throws them. You've got to be mindful of weak. Burnout activates.
Are we gonna see a comeback here?
Player 1 in there. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Starts things off with a jump in. Taps him with Musasabi. Connects with the throw. Still slugging it out at this range. Both players look for something to work with, but neither are getting the opening they want. Sets up with the jump in. Player 1 needs to gotta do better than that. All in with a rush. Both stop betting it all on the drive rush. Back to the corner. Are we gonna try to act quickly but with the attack? Amazing. Player 1
Is in a very good spot.
what a finish. Player 1
Gets the win in a convincing fashion.
Here comes a new challenger.
We're about to see a mirror match go down, where they can match each other move for move. This is the hardest kind of match. Who will come out on top? Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Denies the attack and the throw hits. Now the fun begins. Goes for the fireball. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move, or you're going to eat tons of damage. Player 2 is just about out of drive after that. Pressuring them in the corner. Player 2 with a sliver of drive gauge left. They may be in for a tough time. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weaker. Baits them for the air throw. Takes a trip. Life lead opens up. KO. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player 2 didn't manage their drive properly through that round. Meter management is absolutely vital, and they need to manage it properly for this coming round. Risky up-close scrap still going. Somehow pushes back all the way to center. Drive rush to keep it going. Medium kick hits. Super.
It's a good spot to use the super.
Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business. Big super hard hit. It's on. Will we see a drive impact? Checks with a medium kick. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal? What now? Drive rush. Good job. All in with a rush. Closing moments of the match.
Cashes out the gauge right there.
Will this be enough to kill? Flatline zone.
Final
We're
round.
going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? This is it. Who's gonna take it all? Player 2, the low's blocked. Connects with the throw. The forward rush. Low heavy. Here comes the mix-up. This can lead to some big damage. Oh, the throw connects. Dangerous range here.
Oh, they're betting it all on the drive run.
They push their way out of the corner. Okay, here we go.
They are done.
Player one survived that tense mirror match. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. My barges it. Can't tech the throw. Player two is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Backs them into the corner. Blocks the jump in. Player two is using their drive liberally. Taking stock. Goes for the drive rush there. With the life gap opening up, they need to lean hard on their drive usage. Neither of them willing to back off here. In a dire situation. The burnout KO. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Holds out with the block. Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Going old school, crossing over with the target combo. Springs forward with the drive rush. Player two is going to have experiencing burnout. Smart play with the throw. Player two will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Max SA gauges, unbelievably in sync with the... This is gonna hurt. Both fighters planning something? Player one will look to apply pressure here. Barely blocks the jump in. What a finish! Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Drive time. Both fighters are raring to go. Which fighter will control the pace of the match early on? Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. Here comes a big combo. What are they gonna do? Medium kick into. All in with a rush. Player throw is denied. What a read. Are they going to be able to come back and snatch victory from the jaws? Gotta do better than that. The timing's off. Doesn't take the throw. Player one showed they are truly the best. HP max, side quest done, and the skill tree's fully unlocked. Let's get it on.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Checks with the projectile. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Anticipates the overhead. Player one has used up all of their drive gauge. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weak. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Throws them to negate the block. Taking stock. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. With the life gap opening up, they need to lean hard on their drive usage. Does a good get some? Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Starting off with fireballs right from the get-go. Can't tech the throw. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. Player two will have to deal with this dangerous bout of getting that extra juice with Kagero no Mai. The Big Bang Kachosen comes out. Medium kick hits. Throws a beefy Kachosen. Player one needs to use the threat of the corner here. Oh, plot twist! Will we see a drive impact? Goes and ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Will this be enough to kill? solid read on the bars. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Opens with the fireball. Who's going to steal this win?
Serenity Stream?
Player 2 is in a pretty good throw zone. Going in? What are they gonna do?
All in with a rush!
Player 1
Is in a very good spot. Poses them with a kick.
there's a burnout.
Vintage.
Impact squashed. Jump. Looking for a hole. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Ugh, scuff him. Things are bad.
Are you kidding me? Get that bank account ready because that
Round
fight was
one.
easy money.
Fight!
It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Goes into the stance. Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. You can use a drive rush like that there to maintain the pressure. All right, what's coming up next? Player 2 chases them down. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. They trade hits, and now that's the jump in they were looking for. Throws them. What's next? Drive rush to keep it going. Still slugging it out at this range. Oh God, this is KO. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Dashes up. Are we going to see some fireworks? Gets carried to the corner. Grabs him. Springs forward with the drive rush. Both fighters planning something? Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with the chance to score big here. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Goes into the stance. Drive rush to keep it going. Shows a medium kick. Medium. Oh, burnout triggered. A quick breather. KO. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
大展宏图，大事亲手提笔出。大展宏图，搬来翻在办公室。哎，大展宏图，员工都点头。
Oh, looks like these two have more beef than a Philly cheesesteak.
他说要玩就要玩得大，玩得大点。贼船越大，老甩坐得下。养家
Let us begin.
Round 1. Fight!
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Goes for the throw. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Opts for the throw. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is bagging on a super art here to turn up the heat. Player 2 is in burnout. Drives off the table. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover or are they in trouble here? Drive gauge finally recovers. Taking stock. Life lead opens up. Player 2 can't afford to get hit again, but still has a chance to take the round if they can find openings to use their drive. KO! Player 1 picks up the always important first round. Bill wants to keep the ball rolling. Shows the medium kick. Checks him with the projectile. Got their eye on the air. Will this super art connect? How's this round going to develop? Springs forward with the drive rush. Player 2 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Going in? Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter at drive rush to keep it going. The fighters burn out. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Player 2 will just
for it at this range.
Long range fireball to break the silence. Big throw. Connects with the throw. Man charges forward. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Looking for a chance.
Betting it all on the drive rush.
This can lead to some big damage.
And eats it. Musasabi no
Closes it out. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Final round. Fight.
Starts, crowns him from above. Connects with the throw. A parry? Player one with the lead. Will call the throw connects.
What now? Betting it all on the drive rush.
Ian Hashogaki. This could be make or break. What knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Player two may be able to pull a fast one. What a finish. Gotta
Review.
hand it to both of our fighters. They
Round
put on a
one.
real clinic for us.
Fight.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. The attack is parried. Can't tech the throw. Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. Still slugging it out here. Strings with a super art connect. All right, what's coming up next? That drive impact is blocked. Very solid corner switch. Lands the forward throw. The corner pressure continues. Does a good job of pushing back. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Player two has completely used all of their drive gauge, but they still have enough life left to take the round if they play smart. Oh, they can't ignore that super gauge gap. Both fighters are weighing their options and looking for an opening. KO! Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
His Shoryu engine gives him the business.
Jumps up, barely blocks the jump in.
Lighting up the skies with Kagero no Mai.
Jumps, takes them all the way to the corner with that. Springs forward with the drive rush. They are really going at each other.
This Shin Hashogaki is gonna sting.
That's not gonna hit. Players drive rush to keep it going. Scrapping it out up close. Both fighters planning something? The jump, oh, burnout triggered. Player two, the throw is denied. This can lead to some big damage. Somehow manages but doesn't set the throw. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Open, this is gonna hurt. Throws him. Overhead attack. The low.
Could we see a drive impact here?
Who will set the bait at this range? Nice fireball. So, what's next? Oh, the throw connects. What's next?
Betting it all on the drive rush.
Connects with the throw.
And eats it.
Great job in escaping that corner. Will this Super Art do anything? Amazing. Gets the tip with the low heavy. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters.
Look at me, giving advice to who needs tears, trying to find a true meaning to what this hell is. Doesn't seem too appealing. I've been searching for an answer. Too much cancer in the ceiling. Watching kids caught wheeling. Wishing I could go back to the 90s where the problem stemmed at. Tell myself to stay
Here comes a new challenger.
yourself away from trauma. No nirvana in that. Take me on back, let me unpack, feeling right.
We're in for something special right here, right now.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move where you're going to eat tons of damage. Player one needs to use what little drive they have left effectively. Neither fighter wants to get stuck in the corner as they continue to duke it out mid-stage. Big counter. Throws them to negate the block. The jump in catches them. Heading into the end game now. Springs forward with the drive rush. And the throw ends the round. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Projectile to try and change the situation. The Gladius blows them away. Who will gain control of the match in the early going? Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Somehow pushes back all the way, puts the super armor to good use. What'll happen here? Gets the throw and continues on the offensive. Springs forward with the drive rush.
A drop hitting that execution with Kagero no Mai.
We have super KO. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Breaks the block with a throw. The match just started. It's anyone's game.
All in with a rush.
Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Throw is denied.
Links it.
Player one
Needs to turning it right up with a super. And Hanasakura finds the mark. Mai's gonna give you the warm and fuzzies, but not the one that you want.
Were they looking to connect with an overdrive art from this situation? Player two has the super gauge advantage. That corner is starting to look scary. Great
They are done. Get that
Marisa
bank account ready because that fight was easy money.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. The Gladius blows them away. Connects with medium kick. The big bang Koshosen comes out. Throws him. What's next? Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Will they incorporate that full drive gauge they have into their game plan? Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. They're jostling for the dominant position in the corner. Parries the projectile. Now what's the follow-up? Throws them to negate the block. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Player one can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Uses the parry. Can't tech the throw. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Big counter. Oh, burnout triggered. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Knockdown and player one needs to hold in there. Player two takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Goes for the jump in. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Cool game can drive rush to keep it going. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Gotta be careful. Springs forward with the drive rush. Both fighters planning something? Grabs and throws them away. Challenge from above. Puts the super armor to good KO. Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're...
Another fight is coming your way.
What are we going to see transpire between these fighters? No one knows, but this is going to be a must-see match.
Fight!
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Goes for the throw.
Stay down!
Still slugging it out here. Backs them into the corner. Goes for the low kick. Player two in that dangerous burnout stick. Next up, player two doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Long low attack hit. Player KO. Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Goes with the projectile for their opening shot. Grabs them. Player two creates a good corner opportunity. Jumps up. Challenge from above. Blocks the low heavy and gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Dashes. Jumps. Sees him coming and shrugs it off with the super arm. Uses the target combo as a filler. Not much life difference. Smart play with a throw. Drive rush to keep it going. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Throws them. They're going for the super art. The super doesn't hit. Connects with Meek. The low's block. KO. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Fight!
Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Projectile to try and change the situation. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Knockdown. They gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. In a dire situation, they can't KO. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player one did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Plenty of life left, a full drive gauge to work with. They have tons of options at their disposal. They decide to hang back and rethink their game plan. Throws them to negate the block. Fights out of the corner, back to the center of the stage. Long low attack hits. Throws them. What's next? Drive rush to keep it going. Shoots off a fireball up close. Player two has the life advantage. From upstairs. Expect both fighters to crank it up a bit now that we're halfway through the round. The opening on that impact. Will they take it? Their spacing is so on point. Springs forward with the drive rush. Sees him coming and shrugs it off with the super armor. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with the chance to score big here. Jumps in. They just goes for it at this range. Closing moment.
Turning it up to an 11.
Connects with the throw. Oh, here we go. Player two needs to hold out until their drive gauge recovers. They're running out of time. Back to the court. Are we gonna play impact peekaboo? The lows flatlines them. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. They are letting it fly from the get-go. A parry? Blocks it. Flies in with a fist to keep low heavy, but no go. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Backs them into the corner in a hurry. Deep with the phalanx. Connects with the throw. One knot forward rush. Drive gauge is almost out. Use them well. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Fades out the low kick. Player two is looking at a grip situation with that throw is gonna take off a chunk of damage.
Throws out the Kachosen for some lightning.
Shakes things up with a fire, throws them.
Both sides getting ready. Mize coming in for the meet and greet. What'll be the plan here?
What are they gonna do?
Shot pays off. That was catch as catch can, and you're gonna get in the fight.
Round
It's
one!
not over yet.
Fight.
Best believe it's time for that run back. Jumps up clutch,
Anti-air.
connects with medium kick. Flies in with a fist to keep the pressure on. Player one creates a good corner opportunity. Deal some damage with that quick combo. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're going to eat tons of damage. Player one will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Taking stock. Player one is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Very solid corner switch. Player one needs to deal with this burnout. All right, what's coming up next? Heading into the end game now, it's getting springs forward with the drive rush. Player one needs to hold out until their drive gauge to load heavy connected. Player one on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Was looking for that jump attack. Long low attack hits. Connects with medium kick. Goes going old school. Crosses over, sees him coming, and shrugs it off with a super on. Hook drive rush to keep it going. Springs forward with the drive rush. What'll happen here? Their life is hanging by a thread. They gotta lean heavily on their driving. KO! This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Busts out the parry. Grabs and throws him away. Saw that coming. The low kick hits. Absolutely relentless. Looking for a chance. Ooh, what a smart throw.
Betting it all on the drive rush.
Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Burn out, but they may have a plan here.
Oh, putting the cherry on top. Anbu Arasakura finds the moment. Why is gonna give you the warm and fuzzies, but not the ones that you want?
Oh, here we go. Player 1 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. Close range projectile. Player 2 is in burnout state, a very precarious situation. This is where we can expect some major pressure.
Did we see a drive hit back here?
What are they gonna do? Will this super art do anything? Excellent read. Turns out, this is going to hurt. They gotta find something to work with. Are you kidding me? Player 2
win.
made some smart moves there. Great game.
Sound of the engine, the rhythm is mine. Total domination, class is me. Speed of the light at the top of the chain to the street. Oh no, cloud. Fast forward from